Thank you very much. Good morning, everybody. It's wonderful to be back here again and to talk to you all about our Wave of Change movement. There's been a lot going on the past year, so it'd be great to update you on our targets achieved so far and talk to you about something new that we've recently launched with our Wave of Change movement. Now, many of you probably know that Iberostar is all about championing positive change through positive tourism. We believe that tourism can have a positive impact on the environment and the communities where we are in the world. But we also realise that, people go on a holiday to relax, they want to switch off, they want to forget all their worries and all their kind of hard work and everything that they do in their daily life. So we realise that. So we want to convey that in the message as well in our Wave of Change movement messages. So, whilst we're doing all the hard work and carrying out these wonderful action lines as part of the movement, we want clients to get the message that we want them to enjoy the peace of mind of having made the right choice, that by choosing Iberostar, for example, they are making a positive impact on the environment. Now, we've also come up with lovely ways to convey this message and lovely content to share with you guys as well, that you can then share out there and spread the word to your customers. Now, I think we're going to show just in one moment one of these lovely videos. So let's take a look at little Lily and what she's up to.
Lily, how about sitting still for a second? All that energy's wearing your mum out. At Iberostar, we'll take care of everything else. So you do you. Oh, off again. Iberostar Beachfront Resorts.
So that's little Lily, bless her, having a good time whilst Iberostar takes care of everything else. And that's just one of our You Do You moment videos that we have available for you guys. And I've actually put the link in the messages here this morning. It's on the Iberostar Agents. That's our agent platform. So you can actually go onto the website there and download lots of those lovely You Do You videos and start sharing them with your customers. And they're all really cute. We've got some very cute ones like little Lily there. And they always have like a sustainable message through them as well. Now, the Wave of Change, many of you, I imagine, and I hope many of you know our Wave of Change movement. It's been going for many years. We actually officially launched it in 2017, and we've been very, very busy ever since growing the sustainability team. Now, you can see the timeline there of everything that's gone on with the Wave of Change. But actually last year, it was just the end of last year, we launched something new. And it's actually our new 7 focus areas. So you can see them briefly here, but I will be talking to you about them. And they encompass all the there's many of them, various different action lines that we have going on within the movement. So you have Create an Opportunity, Locally Committed, Ocean Love, which is where the Wave of Change movement stemmed from, the Fleuchard family, the owners of Iberostar. It was all their passion for the oceans and the environment that created the wonderful movement. Deliciously Responsible, Treading Lightly, Going Circular, and Growing Together, which is a really important one as well. So let's take a look at what all of these focus areas encompass. But before we do that, let's have a look at our progress to date. Now, again, this is just a little snapshot, but I have put the link to the Wave of Change movement website. It has its own website with lots of fantastic information on there. So you can see all of these, and some of it's quite scientific and, data packed information, but you can access it all on the Wave of Change movement website, sorry. But let's take a look here at some of the progresses, the achievements that we have so far. So for example, we have reduced nearly 71% reduction in our waste sent to landfill since 2021. That's a huge achievement. It really is. And the work continues with that. And a lot of that is focused on the food waste as well, which, as you can imagine, for a hotel chain, is quite a big part of the waste that we produce, if you like. So a big investment and a big focus goes on to reducing the waste. We've actually said that will be carbon neutral by 2030. So that's also a big part of that. We actually have a team of 30 scientists now working in our coral lab in the Dominican Republic, and some of the other coastal Caribbean resorts that we have there, really focused on our Ocean Love activity and all the work that's going on. And they're producing some fantastic scientific scientifically recognised work there, and it's actually already impacting the reef restoration project and having a huge positive impact on that over there. We also have our coral nurseries in the Caribbean waters as well. We actually have 250 people in our 3Rs teams, again, focused on reducing the waste in our properties. We've replanted over 19,000 mangroves in our Caribbean resorts as well. And it's just a no-brainer. It's the native species there. And they actually soak up more than 10 times more than normal forestry of carbon emissions. So it makes complete sense to replant all of those original species of mangroves into these destinations and help us with that there. Over 90% of our seafood is already responsibly sourced. We actually achieved 100% in Mexico, and that was about 3 years ago now. So that's in some destinations it has been easier to achieve than others, but we're working really hard in the other destinations as well with that. So you can see quite a few of the quite a few of the achievements already that we have, but we're still continuing. The good work continues, and we're working hard on achieving more results. Now, certifications is a really important one. So it's to give you confidence as well. It's like an official stamp of approval, if you like. So we actually follow the Earth Check accreditation, and we've got that in 64 hotels in our properties all around the world. We've got our blue flag certificates and others as well. So actually, again, you can see all of this information on our Wave of Change website, and lots of partnerships that we're involved in as well, which really it's just to give you confidence, because that's a big thing, I think, for agents to know that we're being monitored on everything that we're talking about with our Wave of Change movement. So that's a really important thing to have. Now, let's look at those 7 new focus areas that we've just recently launched. So creating opportunity. So this is all about the people, the colleagues in Iberostar, and creating the best opportunities for them. And focusing on the people, that's a big part of sustainability as well, in the communities where we are around the world, but also in the workplace. So we've got various different projects like the Nurturing Youth dual vocational training program that we have going on in Spain and Morocco, with over 200 participants already taking place. Well-being, so that's focusing on the well-being of our colleagues in the various different hotels and offices that we have around the world. And equality through equity, which is all about empowering women's talent. And I can say, as a colleague of Iberostar Hotels, we really are looked after. They're constantly asking everyone, are you okay? Is the workplace how it should be? And ensuring that we're feeling empowered and inspired, which is a big part of the Wave of Change movement anyway. Now, locally committed. So we've actually been working on community tourism projects for the last few years now. And we're working on implementing another 35 projects in the coming years as well in key destinations. We've already got some in Mexico, in the Dominican Republic, for example, where clients can actually see these projects. They can, for example, in Dominican Republic, we invite the local communities to come in and sell their products, their locally produced goods and products in our properties, which is great for them, creating a fantastic income, if you like, stable income for the local communities. But it's also really nice for the customers to see and to take part in and kind of get involved with the local culture. Also, Morocco, we do that with a group of local women. There they come in and they give our customers an argan oil experience, which is amazing. So there's lots of these projects going on, and we are working with the likes of Planetera on implementing more projects as well. Something really new, really exciting, and I loved it when my colleagues first told me about this. We've established the first Shoko sanctuary, which Shoko is a species of owl, and it's the native bird of the island of Aruba. So this sanctuary is in Aruba. It's the first of its kind there, and we've done that with the local associations and the government bodies in Aruba to do that and to look after these beautiful species of owls. So that's really cute and really exciting. Also in the destination of Tunisia, where there's a lot of work going on, actually, we are working with College des Hotels, it's called. It's a group of hoteliers that's working on improving the destination and working with, again, all the local authorities and associations there to ensure that we can do that. And that encompasses a lot of different kind of action lines and things going on there. So yeah, there's a lot going on, and it's a big part of our movement now because we realise we all have to work together to create the best opportunities and the best progress. Now, Ocean Love, as I mentioned, the Wave of Change movement really was born from this. It was born from the Flouchards family love for the oceans, and also ensuring that the Iberostar Group is there for many years to come, many more generations. And when you've got hotels that are located in these beautiful coastlines all around the world, you have to make sure you look after them in the best way possible. And we've got so many different projects that's part of our Ocean Love focus area. We're working on, as I mentioned, the reef restoration project that we have going on in the Caribbean waters there. And it's all about looking after the beautiful corals in the Caribbean waters. And we've got our coral lab, our coral nurseries in the waters there. So there's a lot of work. And as I mentioned earlier, it's scientifically recognised. They're doing real scientific work there in the lab and creating just fantastic projects that are helping with restoring the beautiful reefs. Mangrove restoration. So as I mentioned, we've replanted over 19,000 mangroves in our Caribbean resorts. So that's great. And that's a work that will continue. Coastal dune and plants restoration program in Mexico with 58,000 plants in care. Amazing. We've also got seed banks in some of our resorts, like in Tunisia, for example. We've got seed banks to ensure that we can look after these plants and make sure that we've got backup supplies for them, and these endangered species as well. Supporting the Posidonia oceanica project in Mediterranean. So that's why the beautiful waters of the Mediterranean seas are turquoise. It's because the wonderful Posidonia is doing their work there. So we have to make sure that we're looking after it. Again, it's also an endangered species. We've also pledged that we will be enhancing the green spaces in all of our resorts around the world. So making sure that we have as much and as many green spaces in our hotels. And actually, again, that's something that really is quite beautiful for the customers to enjoy as well. You go away and you want to be surrounded by nature, and it's creating these green corridors for the wildlife in these destinations as well, which they really do need. So there's a lot that goes on there. Also protecting turtle nesting in our beaches, and supporting young researchers because they're the next generation. We have to do that as well. So let's have a look at deliciously responsible. So a big focus within Iberostar investment-wise and ensuring we're providing the best quality is in the gastronomic offering for our customers as well. And so that's a big part of our Wave of Change movement. So we actually pledged to be 100% responsibly sourcing our seafood. We've actually reached that to about 92% at the moment. And in some destinations, that's already about 3 years ago, we reached that in Mexico, for example. So as I mentioned earlier, so that's really a fantastic achievement today, and that will just continue. But we're well on our way there to reaching that 100%. We were in 2019, we were the first hotel to have a ban on the red listed species in our hotels and serving them in our properties, serving these endangered species at certain times of the year in our hotels. So we banned that, and other hotels have started to do that as well. So it's amazing. Treading lightly. So this is, really focused on our waste and our carbon emissions. And we've got many different projects that's going on there. We've pledged that by 2030 we'll be carbon neutral, reducing our scope 1 and 2 emissions by 50% and scope 3 emissions, by 85% and scope 3 emissions by 50%. And again, we are well on our way. We've achieved great targets there. We've reduced our emissions by 22.7% and energy consumption by 13.7%. We've implemented winnow systems in our kitchens and our properties in many of the hotels around the world. And that has been, it's artificial intelligence. It's amazing what it's done, actually. So we've really reduced our food waste. And that's a big part of our waste and our carbon emissions, if you like. And actually, we're starting to save money and ensuring the best quality. If we see from using this AI intelligence that something's not a popular dish in the restaurants, we're constantly throwing it away, then we can look at that and say, okay, well, the customers aren't enjoying that. Let's create something new for them. And we're electrifying our hotels as well. So we've got 3 hotels in Montenegro, 3 in Mallorca, and 1 in the Canary Islands so far, 1 in Mexico, and Aruba as well, a new property that we opened in December of last year. So there's a lot that goes into that with the renewable energies, the electrifications. That's a lot of work, and that will take some time. But we're making great strides with that as well. Going circular. So yeah, this is again talking about the waste and reducing all the waste that we send to landfill. So we've achieved that 70% of reduction of waste since 2021, which is fantastic. We've got our 3Rs teams in our hotels. Many of our properties all around the world have big 3R teams. They look after every aspect of waste in our properties. Every piece of waste that the customers produce or we produce, we make sure that it goes to the right spot and is recycled, and not sent to landfill, basically. And yes, so that is, oh, there we go, growing together. So one, I think, hugely important aspect of our 7 focus areas is all about growing together. As I mentioned at the beginning, Iberostar want to inspire positive change through positive tourism. So we all have to work together to do that. We can do what we can within Iberostar, but we all need to be working together and growing together to make sure that we are making the best impact, and that tourism is looked at positively when it comes to sustainability. The great work and the great support that we can give to these communities all around the world, and we can make and have such a huge impact on that. So let's all work together and do that. So we count on you guys as well to help us with that and help us spread the word about the Wave of Change movement whenever you can with your customers. It is having an impact. We've noticed that over the last few years. So let's do it together. And we really do. That is one of our key focus areas within the movement. And it all comes, we're a 4th generation family business. So we want that to continue. We want that business to be there for generations to come and these beautiful communities around the world to thrive. And all working together to do that. And we also have other strategies and policies in place. I've mentioned many times today already, we work with local authorities, local governmental bodies to make sure that we're doing the best practices in these destinations. And we're all helping and learning from each other. So I think I'm in time, hopefully. Yes. Thank you. And are there any questions at all? Does anyone have any questions? Please feel free to pop them in the chat and I can answer any of the questions you may have. I'm just looking through it now. Great. Lovely. Thank you so much, guys. I don't think there's any questions at the moment. I just want to say thank you very much for tuning in. Keep an eye out for more content this year from us regarding our Wave of Change movement. And we look forward to working with you further. Thank you, guys.